Okay, this is the Mississippi Delta. You know, the Mississippi Delta, we are 40,000 years before Christ. Now, I know that sounds impossible to the wise man. It's an impossibility. But as we said here in the Mississippi Delta, you know, I think the world itself is in need of deliverance. I'm talking about the whole of humanity. I'm talking about every soul, every man, every woman, every child, every boy, every zygote. I mean, even before birth, there is life. You know, but in the Mississippi Delta, we had to live life. We had to live it every day. But the thing was, now this book I wrote, it's One Step from Prison. Now this book is my testimony. It's my testimony to my divinity. You know, and I wrote this book because at the time, slavery, now listen to slavery and hear it well. Slavery, the disciples and the vice lords and the gangs and the sons and the mothers and the fathers in Cleveland, Mississippi. In Cleveland, Mississippi, I walked in their blood. You know, I mean, right beside the church. Something was wrong. Something was seriously wrong with that. So I said, I got to help these black children. I got to help them help themselves. They got to know who they are. They got to know that they are royal. Listen, they are kings and queens. I mean, by their DNA, by their existence. This is true. Now, I hold this delta in the palm of my hand. I can put it there because it is mine. Now, in spite of the treaties, the Constitution, the United States Constitution, the Constitution of the United States of America, before Christopher Columbus, before you set foot upon this island, upon this earth, I'm a descendant of the mound builders, the Choctaw of the Wasatch Empire. Now, I was taught before I was born my divinity. Not Kenny Taylor, not the little stuff that people know, but the things that they didn't know. Now, this is a divine consciousness. It's being consciousness of who you are. Who are you? I mean, who are you? You have to ask yourself, and you have to answer. You know, in the Mississippi Delta, divine love speaks for himself. Now, a lot of men speak for God, and they speak about Jesus, and they speak about all these great men. And I mean theologies, metaphysics, I mean dimensions, spiritual beings, witchcraft, whatever game you want to play. You know, in this reality, divine love is the master teacher. Teaching love, respect. Now, respect. How can you respect a God that you don't even know, you've never seen? How can you respect yourself when you don't even know who you are? How can you respect your mother and your father? I mean, you look at it and you see the things that they do. But slavery, you got to take those chains. Those chains are on your mind. Let love rule in your heart. You know, this is a divine reality. And in the Mississippi Delta, you know, we grow cotton and corn, wheat and soybeans and rice, and we grow all kinds of stuff. But sometimes we grow together. You know, when all the world says, listen, now this is television, but an incestuous bastard, how can you serve him? I mean, this is the name by which he's called. How can you serve an incestuous bastard? A man that will rape his own daughter, child, son, boy, or girl, has no heart, has no feeling, and he definitely doesn't know God. Well, he doesn't know divine love for sure. But then again, they say you have to bow down. You have to bow down to the oppressor. But who's oppressing whom? You know, I don't know, being born and bred in this Delta. And love is what I got out of it. Now, what I gave to it, I care less about that. But I found divinity. I found divinity, in my own flesh. Because I learned that you have to love. And you have to love, unconditionally. You have to love with a perfect love. True love, pure love, purified. Then you might know the Most High God. You might know your own divinity, But it is a mind game, but sometimes it's a blind game. Because all the world is blind. And only the blind can truly see, for real. Now, if you tell me you see, then tell me what you see. Tell me what you see. And I will show you a divine reality. A divine reality. In the Mississippi Delta. Surrounded by all the, maybe the best that God has to offer for man on this earth. For me, I find it very serene. Alexis said to me, she said, "Granddad, what do you want, Granddad?" So I had to think about it for a minute. But then I thought, this is what I want, Alexis. Of all the world and all of its wealth and all of its riches, I just want to be happy. She said, "Smile, Granddad." So if you just smile sometime, you might be happy. But you got to learn to smile, because only the children can teach you. It's pure and simple, but then again, wise men never thought of it, But then they bring you a new divinity, a new era of divinity. And there's nothing that a human being that's born of a woman can do about it. You need to pay your debts. I'm talking about America. I'm talking about the Constitution, these people that came in and, I don't know, they raped my mother. This was a cruel, I don't know. For me, I don't remember a lot of stuff, but it was kind of cruel. But I knew about it. And I had to live with it every day in my heart. Until I found love, Until I found love. I'm talking about pure love, undefiled. I don't know. But I gave you love because that's all I had to give. I didn't have no money. I didn't have nothing really. But because I was crazy, but I really wasn't crazy though. I was trying to tell my people that my grandmother told me, they told these stories about the great waters and the flood and all that stuff. And they told you all this stuff that would happen. But there was a maiden, and the sons of God were born. I'm talking about the sons of God, the gods themselves, the men. But, no one really knows that story, but they know about Mary and all that stuff. But they don't know it's a lot of stories that people would sit down and listen, to a good storyteller. That's why they had the mound builders, in Mississippi. The mound builders, they were the storytellers. They kept the culture. They kept the ancestors. They kept your divinity alive. But one day, the buffalo hunters, I don't know, these great Wild Bill Hickok or whatever, Maybe it was George W. Bush put over a can of whoop ass on a rock. I'm sorry, but you failed miserably. You should have comforted the people at Ground Zero on 9/11, because that was God Almighty, But no, let's go ahead and kick the head, bomb a lot of children, murder a lot of people, and then sit back and hang the president, hang him by his neck until he was dead, because we're from Texas, But see, I remember Jasper, somewhere down in Jasper, Texas, too. I remember this man, this black man. I've forgotten his name, but there's so many names in Mississippi, God couldn't name them all, because somebody's guilty. But I'm still sitting here, though. I'm still sitting here. And I've been sitting here for a long time. But everybody say that, to say that you are, I say I am that I am, I am secure, Heru, Raste, Shaba, I'm one all by myself, but yet I'm a part of the whole, because I am the creator, that's beyond human comprehension, because it is an impossibility. But then again, I am here, sort of like I be close to the church, But then I have somewhat against the church, especially in the Mississippi Delta, because I taught them the truth, Crusade for Jesus Christ Ministries was to be separate and apart, not to be controlled by the diocese, the government, or anyone else, but to be able to go in and out, Crusade for Jesus Christ Ministries. I told you the truth. Now you tell me why you didn't listen. It's time for the children. It's time for the children to eat first. You can go hungry. I really don't care. But it's time to put the children first and foremost. Now I say all this and just talking. I say all this stuff, but the truth is, I've been in this world a long time. I watch Muse and I watch and I watch this stuff. I watch it day in and day out. But then I say, one of these people, I say, are never going to learn. Because until you free your mind, until you stop being hoodwinked, befuddled, confused. President Obama, a father, a husband, and I guess a pretty decent human being. But he's not a black man. He's not African. He's not Africa. He's not the Messiah. He's just a father, husband, and someone that they put out there. Let it be a black man that made it fail. Because the black man can't do nothing right, especially in the Mississippi Delta. We've been doing it right down here for a long time. I say we. It's a lot of us. It's not just me. I'm just not afraid to say it. Most people are. I dare to be different. I dare to be bipolar. I dare to be whatever they say I am. I dare to be. But for my children, for Tyler Man, I'll just be granddad and love you more. That's the way I do business, But I don't change, because this is the Mississippi Delta. In the Mississippi Delta, it's flat ground. The horizon, though, it's right at the trees. It doesn't go too far. You don't think too far outside of the box. But then again, you own the box, so why worry about it, It's like the gods, gods and goddesses, and all, we give you honor. Because we know, we understand. Well, I do. So I understand all things. That's why